Hi guys, it's Aaron. Welcome back to Ride XP. I'm here to give you my thoughts on the CarPlay system I used on my KLR650 during my recent Philippine loop, the Chigee AIO-6. So full disclosure, this unit was sponsored by Chigee Philippines, so think of this as an honest real-world experience sharing rather than a traditional review. So for context, I've also had their previous flagship model, the AIO-5 Lite, installed on my Himalayan 450 for about the same mileage. Plus, I've tested more affordable alternatives from Ouchie and CarPlay. I actually did an in-depth comparison video on all of those previously on my channel. You can watch it up here, and all of that info still applies. So today, I just want to focus on the key improvements that the AIO-6 brings to the table and help you decide which one might fit your needs. The long and short of it is that the AIO-6 takes everything that made the best-in-class AIO-5 series great and makes it even better for a price. Chigee has always been the premium option because they do their own dedicated R&D, whereas many other online brands are basically just rebranded OEMs. Plus, in the Philippines, Chigee offers excellent free installation and after-sales support. They're always just a message away. With budget brands online, you're usually left to DIY everything, and if something breaks, you're stuck troubleshooting it alone or shipping it back overseas for a refund. So with this new generation, the AIO-6 is now the flagship, while the AIO-5 Evo now serves as the streamlined option that gives you the cameras, the dash cam right out of the box. So instead, the AIO-6 adopts a modular approach in which you can choose to pay for each additional accessory as you like. So here are the headline improvements on the AIO-6. Number one, the screen. You get a larger 6-inch IPS screen with an impressive 2,000 nits of brightness. That's double what you get from most competitors. The AIO-5 was already the best in class at 1,200 nits. There's also a 44% increase in the total display area over the older 5.5-inch screen. So in a tropical, intensely sunny country like the Philippines, absolute screen brightness does matter. Chigee Philippines actually told me that for older riders, this larger, brighter display makes the AIO-6 the only choice. So number two, 4G LTE. If you opt for the LTE version, you get a SIM card which unlocks full-time tracking. You get vehicle tracking, live dashcam streaming, SOS, weather reports, ride history tracking, geofencing, and overspeeding alerts. Basically, you can monitor your motorcycle's exact whereabouts remotely from the Chigee phone app at any time. Number three, weather resistance steps up from IP67 to IP69K. While I never had an issue with the AIO-5 Lite in heavy downpours or bike washes, IP69K means it's theoretically rated to withstand close-range, high-pressure power washing. So it's just added peace of mind. Number four, the GPS module is now fully integrated into the screen itself instead of being a separate wired box, so there's less cable clutter. There's also a built-in lean angle sensor now, which lets you see your real-time lean angle on screen, mostly just for fun. You can also get an optional OBD adapter cable for real-time engine data, and Chigee even offers dedicated adapters for those wanting to integrate with BMW factory setups. Number five, quick release. So Chigee now offers a variety of optional quick release mounts that basically let you pop off the screen, for example, when you're parked and away from the bike. One version allows you to share one screen across multiple bikes, though honestly, they tell me that by the time you buy the cameras, you're spending almost as much as buying the full AIO-5 Evo set. The AIO-6 even allows you to remotely control and even monitor your Insta360 and GoPro cameras on the screen itself. Both the AIO-6 and the AIO-5 series still share the core essentials, which are a smooth 60Hz display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, optional tire pressure monitoring or TPMS, and the 1080p 60 frame per second HDR dashcams with camera-based blind spot detection. If you want to upgrade your safety tech even further, the AIO-6 offers their new SR1 radar blind spot sensor, which functions like the premium radar tech that you find like on the mirrors of high-end bikes like the Multistrada V4S. So with all the specs out of the way, how does it actually perform in the real world? Well, in my experience, on a bike like the KLR 650 specifically, it's a massive upgrade. It noticeably actually changes the value proposition of this bike because it injects modern, useful tech into a very simple motorcycle without introducing any headaches. It fits well without getting in the way of the bike's core rugged charm and reliability, basically. And I was particularly impressed by how well it handled the brutal non-stop vibrations of the big single on the KLR. Over 19 riding days on the Philippine Loop, it barely missed a beat. Honestly, I did experience maybe 4 to 5 instances where the screen unexpectedly rebooted mid-ride, but it always booted right back up and resumed seamlessly in under a minute or so. And to be fair, every motorcycle and even CarPlay system I've ever used periodically disconnects. Once or twice during the entire loop, the unit completely refused to reconnect to my phone. However, in my experience troubleshooting this many times, it's usually because of the phone and not because of the CarPlay unit, and power cycling should fix the problem every time. To be honest, I didn't find myself using the SIM card features all that much, but that's because I already have a SysApp GPS tracker hardwired to monitor my battery level, alert me if the bike was being moved, and to log full-time GPX tracks. So basically, the Chigee cellular features felt a bit redundant for my specific setup. But what I want to say is that if Chigee ever integrates GPX tracking into their app, that would be a game changer and a big value add for me. So Chigee, please think about it. I think all the tech should already be there. Now, comparing it directly to the AIO-5 Lite on my ex-Himalayan 450, the bigger, brighter screen is noticeable and a welcome upgrade. The smaller screen was always the main weakness of the older series for me, especially because you could also get bigger screens with the more affordable brands. Now, the AIO-6 also includes a fusion mode that splits the layout between your CarPlay map and a basic data dashboard. Having a legible, accurate GPS speedometer was useful on parts of the Philippine Loop where speed limits were aggressively enforced. So, what's the final verdict and my recommendations? The Chigee AIO-6 is the best of the best, but it is an investment. The AIO-6 Max non-LTE version runs around 22,500 pesos, while the LTE version sits at 27,500 pesos. From there, you still need to add 9,600 pesos for the camera set, and then just under 2,000 pesos per tire for the tire pressure sensor. Then if you start adding the radar modules or the quick release kits, that adds up fast. So in my opinion, the baseline setup you should aim for is the core unit, plus the cameras and the TPMS, because skipping those basically misses out on the best safety utility the device offers. But if you want to save some money and can live with a slightly smaller screen, then the AIO-5 EVO with its camera set is a good value at 24,500 pesos. Just know that unlike the older Lite model that I had, the EVO relies on an external micro SD card for storage, and they're getting expensive now because of AI. So you'll want to factor that into your budget. This is probably the smart route if you're trying to outfit multiple bikes. Now, if your budget is tight, Ouchie still offers the best value-oriented alternative out there, including the cameras and TPMS right out of the box. I actually have their BX CarPlay with blind spot radar unit on my Yamaha XSR 700. What I can say is the Chigee is noticeably faster, smoother, and it's backed by local warranty support here in the Philippines for peace of mind. But definitely, the Ouchie does the job well, and they have new generation units that may be improved over the one that I tried. And that's a wrap. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about setting these up for a long tour. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.